Welcome back to Fast Market here on the Schwab Network. It's time for our cash tag segment. For that, let's bring in Landon Swan. He's a co-founder at Likefolio. Welcome back to the show, Landon.
Thank you. It's great to be here, Tom.
All right, so we're talking eBay. This is another one. We talked yesterday about Zoom Video. It's kind of flatlined over the last year or so. eBay in that same boat, Landon. Is there something that you guys are seeing as far as data goes that could create a catalyst either to the upside or the downside, or should investors and traders just expect more of the same?
You know, short answer, more of the same. I mean, this stock has been pretty range bound for the last year, mostly between 40 and 44, and when it gets out of that range, it quickly moves back. Right now, we're kind of at the top of that, around 44. And when you look at how they're operating as a company, they've cut costs quite a bit. They let go 9% of their workforce, which amazingly equates to 1,000 jobs. I don't understand how they need that many people working at eBay, but that's incredible. But they're trying to get more efficient. They're focusing on their core categories, which are luxury refurbished goods, collectibles, parts and accessories, basically things you would expect to find at a traditional auction. So getting back to their roots a little bit, and that segment grew 7% faster than the marketplace overall, the remaining categories. So, that's a good thing for the company that they're focusing there, and we kind of actually see that in the data. So when you look at mentions, those are up pretty significantly on a year-over-year basis, and a lot of that has to do with the focus areas, right? So the mentions being up is up 19% on a year-over-year basis, kind of up there with Amazon, and that's what people are talking about. All those things, those collectibles, luxury items, all of that. But then when you get into, I guess, more of the core marketplace, which I would say is more characterized by the web visits, it's a lot weaker picture. Now, we've included some competition here. The web visits down about 2% on a year-over-year basis. That's not terrible, but it's in line with what the stock is doing. It's just not exciting. But some of their competition has already kind of indicated that Amazon had a great holiday season pushed by great ads and fast delivery. Shopify had their biggest Q4 in history, which you can see here in the chart. They're the outlier clearly, and so. When you're down 6% on web visits on the 90-day moving average, it's not exciting as the company, as an investor in the company. So they talked about in their last report that they expected Q4 to be a little bit weaker. They're blaming the soft consumer, smaller discretionary budgets, and less demand for non-essential items. But that's kind of what eBay is non-essential items, generally speaking. So. Yes, the consumer may be softer in those areas, but their competition is not experiencing that because they're selling more non-discretionary items. So it's not an exciting outlook for eBay, and being at the top of the range, I'm staying away a little bit. I haven't looked at the market maker move, maybe sell some premium to the upside. I'm not sure, but overall, we're just not thrilled about investing in eBay at this point.
Landon, when I think of eBay and its history, I think of the missed opportunity that it had, right? It could have been Amazon before Amazon came. And for some reason, even though their business model, the middleman selling approach, right? No big inventory problems, no infrastructure to hold that inventory. They do well in terms of free cash flow. There's a lot of good things about this, but they never became the company that they might have been in the e-commerce blow up. They did very well during the pandemic, and now they're desperately trying to hang on to those customers, Landon.
Yeah, you're right. And I think a big difference is just the overall user experience, right? I mean, if you think about eBay, going there and buying something, the shipping times are a lot longer, and it's the fees are a little bit different. Compare it to Amazon, who they do have third-party sellers, but Amazon holds that good and they ship it out using their systems. For the most part, and it's much faster, it's much easier, and hindsight's 2020. If I was the CEO of eBay 20 years ago, I might have said, no, this is great. Let's not hold any inventory. Let's just connect the users, take a little bit from the middle, and that's a smart strategy. But it just doesn't create a mega company like Amazon. So Amazon took the time to invest in the infrastructure and put out all of that money into creating a system where you could get something in a few hours nowadays, right? I mean, it's incredible how fast you can get things. So eBay is now, I think, becoming relegated to hard to find items as opposed to things that you really want right now. And that as a company, there's high margins, there's a lot there, but it's just not going to become that sort of mega company like you're talking about. They're not going to realize their potential because of those strategic decisions that they made 5, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, they are doing more of the collectibles, some of the luxury items. They've got parts of their firm where they can confirm that it's a real luxury item if it's a used type of product. But Landon, when you look at an earnings score in this and the way that the stock's reacted over the last 12 months or so, how are you guys looking at this one?
Yeah, we're plus 11 right now, which is in that, sort of hands-off range. It's trading at the higher end of the range. If it was maybe trading in the high 30s, maybe we could make a play here, but it'd really be just a revert to the mean type play. This is not. I'm not excited about putting my money into this company for holding it for a year or more. As an earnings play, if anything, I'm selling premium.
Selling premium on this one with a neutral. All right, great stuff, great data as always, Landon. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Landon Swan, co-founder at Likefolio, breaking down the data on eBay. Kevin,